Here we go. 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 And here it is. Here we go. We are live. Now, let's do this. There is our. No. All right, here we go. Are we live? We're live. We're not live yet. All right. Hey, this is Justin. It is March 24th. Whoa, getting out of the camera angle here. So testing out a new setup here, turn the office around. Going to be doing some facilitation tonight and tomorrow. So I wanted to get like a real office light setup. Anybody knows something how with backlights? Right now I got this thing running in the back. But I would love anybody who's got some knowledge of what backlight looks like. I don't know that my friend Andrew Jones is going to see this back from the but he set up an amazing office. If anybody knows anything about lighting in the back, please let me know. Yeah, I love it. I've got some rotating lights in the back here, and probably going to start getting some green screen stuff and doing some other pieces there. But that's enough about that. This morning brainstorm is getting ideas that are rattling around inside the head, outside the head, so they could potentially do something decent in the world. I want to talk about some of the things that I'm most excited about right now. So first of all, we've got Otter.ai is running in the background here. Otter.ai is running. You know what? These quotes don't show up. That's annoying. They don't show up as comments in Twitter, as I realize that, right? They're just they're little pieces on the side. But Otter AI is running in the background. These brainstorms are inspired by a book called Accidental Genius from Mark Levy, using free writing as access to your greatest thoughts. So this is free talking, getting ideas out that are going to get lodged into the head if they don't get out there into the world. Now, what Otter does is allows us to create some persistence, right? We don't, the whole idea is we want to tap into the probably our greater thinking and our better ways of thinking, then want to have something capturing it in the background, or else we're just sort of doing like presentations and doing stuff for other people. So that's the whole purpose. That's why Otter is running in the background. Most passionate about a couple of different things right now. Number one, I'm working with a nonfiction research who I met about a year ago. I met the founders, Benny and Ben, about a year ago right now. And what I love about the work that they do is it gets right through to the subconscious mind. And when it's like it allows us to think about things that we've been thinking about for a while differently, and then feel on different topics. So the report I'm most passionate about right now is the state of hiring. That's in the works. Hiring is a abysmal disaster in most places right now. So and a bad hiring process has a knock-on effect. Let's talk about a good hiring process, but let's talk about a bad hiring process as a knock-on effect. When you refer people into a company, right? And they've got to go through a difficult process, and that's not a process that's hard and grueling where you don't get the role, right? Where it's just, we have the, where you put in for something and you don't hear anything back, right? And then, feeling like dehumanized throughout the process, right? A long drawn out process. What I see working right now and what I really like, not that I really like, but I know it's been working for a while. But reading the book Working Backwards, which I might have here, which highlights Amazon's process for how they work, and their hiring process is really tied into the values of the company and everything that they're working towards. So, right. So I don't know that every company is in a place where they can have as mature a process as Amazon. But one of the big, I guess the linchpin components is a bar raiser, somebody who's responsible for making sure that every new person who's getting hired is at least better than 51% of the other people. So each person kind of raises the bar of the whole company, which is neat because you hear from people that are like, look, I'm glad I'm not getting hired now because I wouldn't be able to cross over right now. So I love the way that they work through the process and the interviews that are, and I'm not an Amazon employee, but I'm just doing from, reading from the book and what I've heard, interviews that are based on the different principles of the company. So like the way that they are operating and doing. The other interesting for me is Lasky.co. They're doing a little bit of an experiment, right, with experts. They're doing an experiment with experts and connecting them with startups being able to go through quickly. So I went through a conversation with one startup, and the beautiful thing is I signed up for the platform on Wednesday, got an introduction on Thursday, and had my conversation on Friday, right? So it's, who's it? I'm on a, what's up? All right, I'm on a recording right now. All right, somebody's coming through. Got to hear my daughter's class here. So Lasky.co. There is also, I always forget the name of the company, but Pearl, right? It's Pearl. Tim Connors. Maybe find Tim's name here. I apologize, Tim, if you're seeing this. Tim Connors. Pearl is looking at connecting people over text. And what's beautiful about it removes some of the friction, right? And not like any hiring that is like resume based, right? It seems like it's, it was an antiquated way when I started my career about 20 years ago. And it feels like even more antiquated at this point in time. We can find out typically what most people are, or at least get a sense of who they are by just looking at social media, or at least what they care about in the moment. If you want to know like my best thinking, the best way to look at my best thinking is what I did this morning, right? If you're looking at who Justin is at 9, 10 a.m. on March 24th, this is it, right? And this is like what you get. You get a sense of it, right? And it's this, not maybe, it might not be the best thing that I put out, it might not be the worst thing that I put out, but it's a real indication of who they are in the moment. That's where you can look at people's social media and see, like, here's what they care about, here's what they value, here's what the ideas are, and what they're actually communicating and sharing makes a lot more sense in place of actually seeing real work out there in the world. So Pearl is very cool. So just anything that removes friction from the hiring process is something that I'm pretty passionate about, and that matters to me, sort of inside the conversation of allowing people to work in ways that work for them. Let's talk about a couple of different things here. New place. So I've been sort of anti-Clubhouse for quite a while. But I found a room through Rally, and we'll talk about that really quickly. It's called the GetUnstuck.show. GetUnstuck.show. It's a room on Clubhouse, and I don't know if this talks about, founders office hours, where founders, aspiring founders get up and ask questions. Here's the interesting thing. So we go through, what I love about it is it's daily. So if you do something daily or participate in something daily, you get a chance to get very good at it. And you get a chance to practice and iterate. Also, if you mess it up, you get a chance the next day to be able to do something new. Also, the volume of people that be able to run through. A lot of my work is inspired by Kill Tony, which is a comedy show where they pick the names of comics out of a bucket, and they get up and do 1 minute of comedy. And the beautiful thing is there's about 10 or 15 people who go through each day, and most people bomb. But what happens is they get, we'll call it feedback, and it winds up, the comedy space, it winds up getting actually roasted, which is an honor in the comedy space, right, by like some of the best comedians in the world, but it's a way of being able to give feedback. So I love about it, it's a net positive regardless, but every once in a while, something amazing, an amazing comedian sort of comes through the system, and somebody who's doing something different just through the volume of people. And then people who participate, they're part of a larger network. So it's the same thing with this Get Unstuck, GetUnstuck.show. Same thing. People get to ask questions. People get to answer the questions, and now relationships start to form, and something that was a problem at the beginning of the show can be on the way to unstuck at the end of the show. Now, when somebody's unstuck, now you're on the road to to momentum, right? And momentum is what causes transformation for people. So we had yesterday, somebody came on. This is, I'm going to forget the name of the doctor. We had yesterday, somebody came on and was like, look, I've got an idea for AI machine learning. He wasn't a Navy vet. He was a Marine vet. I do apologize. Marine. U.S. Marine. Yeah. All right. Marine. It doesn't make any, it makes a difference in the fact that he's a, vet comes on. It's like, I got an idea, for something, but I'm not, AI machine learning. Somebody else comes like, I've got a lab. I can help you get this to POC. Go and do a whiteboard and we'll go through it. Now, I didn't know either of the people beforehand. That can go in one of two ways. The person who came on is going to not take any action on it. That's a possibility, right? Or he's going to go and do a whiteboard and it's going to clarify his thinking, right, around what he wants to create. And then he's going to share it and it'll go nowhere. Or the other option is it actually goes someplace, right? So this partnership, two people who are strangers to each other have the opportunity to create something that might make a difference. And that's how things can happen magically. And if you look at, and that's what's happening on the show, here's our show. It's on Clubhouse. It happens every day, 10:30 Eastern time. I'm there most days and, won't be there tomorrow because I'll be doing some facilitation, but there most days. I'm very interested in those magic moments when somebody has that aha that creates momentum for them. That goes from stuck to action to momentum. But more importantly, building the systems in the community around taking those things and making them real out in the world. Name of my company, Ideas to Reality, taking ideas that are rattling around inside the head and making them actually real out in the world. And this right here, right, speaking something starts to make it real, right? Who knows where it goes? Didn't really even know what I was going to talk about today. Just, started to get into a little bit of a conscious flow. So how did I find out about the Get Unstuck show? Here is, I've been talking about this quite a bit. Rally. Rally.io is crypto for creators. And so I got introduced to this, to Rally itself about a month ago from David Berkowitz. Launched a coin called the CMO coin. I'm killing the piece here. We can actually, let me make this bigger. Let me not do this here. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this bigger so you can see the whole screen here. Come on, maximize. I want a little bit of me in there. That's all right. I can get out of there. Like a little me in there. Can we do that? How about that? Let's see. Nope, got none of me in there. The puppy's going a little bit nutty. That's all right. All right, doesn't make any difference. I don't need to be in here. So I got introduced through David Berkowitz and the CMO coin, and I immediately got passionate about the coins because I know there's something special that happens when you invest in a human being, as opposed to, and before we've had the opportunity to invest in human beings, people do charitable stuff and I'm doing this for my birthday and you can give to the charity, or here's my startup and you can, give some funding to the startup. But if you invest in the human being, as an individual, I think it can be very special. So you can there's about 80 some coins right now, that are on the market, and they're tagged towards the Rally token, and the Rally, and I'm speaking out of turn here, but, or speaking without a lot of knowledge, but the Rally is tied to Ethereum. And here's the important thing. Rally, it's real dollars, right? It's real dollars, out there in the world. There's real value that starts getting created from the different, coins, and they appreciate, they go up. Just looking at if you look at Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, that's what happens. But they're tagged to a specific idea and the work of individual people. So I got excited about every single coin. I've just been, the other beautiful thing is you can make small investments, right? And you can do it with a credit card, which is great. And that, anytime that I've been interested in a crypto project in the past, all right, let me get my Coinbase wallet, let me transfer the Ethereum here. And then I'm doing 4 hops. You have the opportunities to pull out a credit card and, taste it for about $5. Or what's happening, it's very common here, is people are sharing coins. So, I got inspired. So if you look at each of these different coins, here's the interesting, Here's the interesting piece here. There's weekly rewards based on growth inside of the community. And here's what I thought about. So what happened is, you look at that right there. What happened about 7 days ago, the AMA coin launched. I don't know, it was about 10 days ago at this point in time, or 12 days ago. I think it was on the 12th. This doesn't make any difference. Sorry that I had to take you on that ride for going through the 12 days. AMA coin launch. I was like, that's cool. Looked at the vision. Gregarious, who's also the one of the co-founders of Zealous, and is also one of we'll call him the senior moderator, one of the creators of the Get Unstuck show. And I saw the vision. We started talking, right? And I was like, I'm going to get into this coin. I'm interested in this thing. I like the idea of AMAs. I like the ideas of question and answers. And then we got into this coin, and and now I talk about it quite a bit. I put dollars into it. I talk about the coin because I like the possibility. Somebody asks a good question. They get an answer to the question. There's an economy that gets created around that. And that's the way that lives can change. And here's the piece that I'm most proud of. There's 80 creators on the platform right now. And there's community reward, which is basically a proxy for the amount of activity on the coin that's happening each week. And if you look at the AMA coin right now, it is the highest performing coin, for the week, or the most amount of activity during this week compared to the previous 4 weeks. It doesn't matter exactly how the calculation doesn't matter as much as that, but it's a proxy for real value that's getting created out there in the world without moving, without creating a whole bunch of overhead and without creating a whole bunch of gatekeepers and things that get away of what you want to do, right? So if I wanted to create like this morning brainstorms, if I wanted to create an economy around the morning brainstorms, I have the opportunity to do that and take a vision of something that's actually important, speak it out in the world, and then see who said, hey, that's interesting to me. I'm willing to invest. And invest is a couple of different things. I'm just like, I'll send you good karma. That's one way to invest. There's a dollar way to invest, and then there's an activity way to invest as well. So very excited about this. I wake up. Here's what I look at in the morning. My favorite book right now, The Art of Impossible by Stephen Kotler. They talk about each day doing 90 minutes of focused work. I do my 90-day focused work, the thing that I was like thinking about the most. For a while, it was the hiring report that I talked about with nonfiction. Now it's these coins, like really, and what's most important to me is creating coins and creating economies around work that is non-traditional with people that don't have huge audiences. Not that they're all huge audiences right here, but most of the coins right now are created around people that are created around people that have decent audiences, which makes sense. But what's very interesting when it becomes a self-serve platform that people can create coins that have a very unique perspective, want to make an impact in the world, but aren't necessarily playing at a high, playing at a level where they have a huge, or aren't necessarily playing with people who have large audiences. And that's a lot of people who are in corporate, especially highly regulated companies that you can't really do a ton of authentic social media and those sort of places. So check out the AMA coin. If this is interesting to you, like go to rally.io, you send it for a free account, let me know. Still send you some of the free coin over there so you can get a little way to be able to taste it. And so I'm going to leave that one right here. I'm going to go for a walk in the woods for an hour, listen to some podcasts, maybe create another piece of content or whatever that looks like, or doing another brainstorm. And then we'll be on office hours at 10:30 a.m. That's going to be on Clubhouse. If you go to getunstuck.show, you can see when the event starts at 10:30 Eastern time. Have an amazing day. We appreciate you. Again, anybody who's seeing this, if you help me out with how do I do the backlighting here, or how do I get this better lit? Do appreciate it. Have an amazing day, and I will see you soon.